recognition.
This one over here by Dave keeps shutting off. It blinked red and now there's no lights.
It's Jim talking to us. Huh? See that. It's gonna be better. That's your wife. She was like, I can already tell. With the first practice, she was like, we've already got my coach. Yeah, and I think this would be a lot better too. Yeah. So I guess part of it too is kind of dictate, like slow things down and start like let's run the trails. So it's more of a the whole thing rather than just free for all. Yeah. It's just kind of like you do your own thing. Program. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Take after her mom right on time. Really. That's not everybody's way. Just, you know what I mean? You're not 15 minutes early or late. So some people, that is not my theory. In 15 minutes, I can unload the dishwasher and butcher.
time is like on time is like yeah. No, I'm just saying that's a lot of theory. On time is late.
Yeah. And I'm a very. Oh, yours is on. Okay, yours is updated.
Yeah.
On time is on time.
Or yeah. Or on time is early, right? So,
Ain't quite time yet. We're starting early. All right, Jody.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now call to order the SEA 390 ratification meeting. Do we have any public comment? Okay. I would need a motion to ratify the 2025 to 2026 collective bargaining agreement. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Jeremiah, second.
Second.
Second, Jody. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. We've ratified and we've adopted it. I'll now adjourn this session, the ratification meeting. Now we will call to order the 2026 budget adoption meeting. I'll now turn it over to Dr. Smith, if you would please present these.
I'd like to recommend to the board that we adopt the 2026 budget as presented.
Any questions? I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
Brianna, second. Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. We've adopted the budget.
I would like to recommend to the board that we adopt the 2026 resolution that will allow us to transfer amounts from the education fund to the operations fund.
Any questions on that? Need a motion to do so.
Make a motion.
Brianna made a motion, second.
Second.
Second. Jody, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
I would like to make a recommendation to the board that we adopt the 2026 capital projects fund plan resolution.
Any questions? Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Jody, second.
Second.
Second by Brianna. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
I'd like to make a recommendation to the board that we adopt the 2026 bus replacement plan resolution.
Any questions about that? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Brianna made a motion. Can I get a second? Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I will now adjourn this meeting. Now we will call to order our regular board meeting. And at this time, we've got some presentations that we want to honor some students. So, Dr. Smith?
Thank you. I would like to take just a few minutes to recognize some of our coaches and our students for representing Shackmack this coming weekend on the regional stage. I do want to take note that the board has asked that we make sure that we are always considering not only student athletes, but also our students that demonstrate excellence in fine arts and music and agriculture and other areas. So we're going to make sure in our coming months, as we celebrate student accomplishments, that we are celebrating all types of student accomplishments
Thank you.
with equal importance. Tonight, however, we are asking for a few minutes to recognize some student athletes that have put in a considerable amount of time, along with their teammates and their coaches, to represent our school on the regional stage. And we're excited to celebrate with them and thank them for their representation. I'm going to ask that our athletic director, Dylan Collins, introduce those members that are here tonight and give a brief description of their accomplishments.
Yeah, if you guys want to come stand up here, you can do it all together. Got a lot of them this month. Been an exciting month for athletics. We got our four boys here: Riley Barkus, Isaac Barber, Leo Miller, and Aiden Barber. They'll be competing this weekend at Brownsburg at 10:30 a.m. for the cross country regional. It's a tough regional. But I gave them a little bit of homework today. We were just talking around, and I was mind blown that none of them knew who Steve Prefontaine was. They don't know who it is, and they've never seen the movie Without Limits. So they got a little bit of homework tonight. Go home and watch that. Maybe give them a little bit of motivation. So congratulations to them. And we got Peyton Gamble. She broke a school record. It's the sectional game on Saturday for the most digs in a season. So it's a huge accomplishment. And Maddie and Riley each reached 1,000 career digs for their whole career. So Riley only being a junior, Maddie being a senior, and then Maddie also probably the most important accomplishment up here. She just made academic all-state gold honors, correct? And to be a gold member, you have to have a 3.75 GPA or higher, and Maddie has a 3.935 GPA. So let's give a round of applause for that. You guys are good to go now. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Collins. And thank you, coaches. There's a lot of time that goes into getting your student athletes prepared for that stage. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Dr. Smith, is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd like to ask the board that we add a few things to the agenda for tonight. The first item, Jerry Keller, administrative leave. Grayson Shipman for 5th, 6th grade girls basketball coach. And JT May, volunteer assistant girls varsity basketball.
Can I get a motion to make an addition to the agenda?
Make a motion.
Jody made a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Brianna. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. They will be added to the agenda. Okay. We need to approve the minutes from the following meetings. We'll do these one meeting at a time so we don't get confused. We need to approve this September 18th, 2025 SEA 390 public hearing and regular board meeting. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes from them?
Make a motion.
Jody made a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Brianna. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. They're approved. Next on the agenda would be to approve the minutes from the October 2nd, 2025 first preliminary bond determination meeting and the 2026 budget hearing. Can I get a motion to approve this?
Make a motion.
Get a second? Second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Lastly, we need to approve the minutes of the October 9th, 2025 second preliminary board determination meeting and the SEA 390 tentative agreement meeting. Can I get a motion to approve these minutes?
Make a motion.
Jody made a motion. Can I get a second? Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Next, we need to approve the claims as listed on docket. I will do these both together. Accounts payable voucher 98977 to 99123 and payroll deposit advices 106462 to 106843. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Brianna, second by Jody. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. They're also approved. Do we have any patrons' comments this evening?
Mr. Nanajuti, announcement.
All right, young man, let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take some time to formally announce and recommend that you come to my restaurant on November the 8th and November the 9th. November the 8th at 7 p.m. and the day after at 3 o'clock. You should come on down to the high school cafeteria for some quality food and a show by the Shackimac Drama Club. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you've all been invited. No reason not to go. Any other patrons' comments? Okay, thank you all for being here this evening. We always like to see big crowds. I will now turn it over to Dr. Smith for recommendations and requests.
I would like to recommend to the board for that we approve Jordan Cherry as high school boys basketball volunteer assistant.
Can I get a motion to approve Jordan Cherry? Jeremiah, can I get a second, please?
I second it.
Second by Brianna. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Approved.
I would like to recommend to the board that we approve Jerry Keller, administrative.
Make a motion.
Jody made a motion. Can I get a second? Second, Jeremiah. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Approved.
I would like to make a recommendation to the board that we approve Grayson Shipman as grades 5, 6 girls basketball coach.
Get a
Make a motion.
Jody made a motion. Can I get a second? Jeremiah. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approved.
I would like to make a recommendation to the board that we approve JT May, volunteer assistant, girls varsity basketball coach.
I get a motion? Jeremiah, second. Jody, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. JT's approved.
Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Please move down.
In other business, I would like to ask that we approve a resolution bring James Gadberry. I'm gonna read that resolution. James Gadberry. Whereas James, also we refer to him as Jim Gadberry, faithfully served the Metropolitan School District of Shakamak as a dedicated member of the Board of School Trustees. Whereas Jim gave generously of his time, wisdom, and energy in the service to our students, staff, and community. Whereas his leadership and commitment reflected a deep love for Shakamak schools and a sincere desire to see all children succeed. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of School Trustees of the Metropolitan School District of Shakamak does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation for Jim's service, acknowledges the lasting impact of his contributions, and extends deepest sympathies to his family.
Has the background checks been done? He always asks that.
I
All
make
right,
a motion to approve
Yeah.
that.
make a motion by Brianna, second.
I'll second.
Second Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Yes, that passed.
I'd like to recommend to the board that we approve a memorandum of understanding with Lytton Stockton School Corporation for English learner teacher of record services.
Any questions about that?
Make a motion.
All right,
I'll
Brianna
second.
made it, second by Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign, motion approved. All righty. Now we've got, you all know, a board vacancy, and we've got, as far as I know, a couple candidates for sure, but, we want to thank you for being interested in serving on the MSD of Shakamak's, Board of Trustees. As you know, the board has responsibilities to appoint a member to complete the remainder of the term. Today's interviews are designated to help us learn more about you, your values, and your skills and experience you would bring to this role. Each candidate will be asked the same set of questions, and board members will use common scoring rubric. We appreciate your willingness to serve your community. All right. Who would like to ask the first question? Please.
They want to introduce themselves?
Yep, I guess I gotta get a candidate up here. Who would like to go first?
I think it
How
should
many
be like,
candidates do we have? Who's here? Okay.
I think it should be a panel approach and we should like, whoever wants, we'll ask the question and whoever wants to answer first can answer first on whichever question. And then we'll answer the question by both of you and then we'll proceed to the next question. Would you guys like to stand up and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, that's what we was getting ready to do. Won't you two, if you would, please move to the front row here so you can make eye contact with the board members.
I'm Matt Hill, Ian Matthews.
All right. You can be seated now. We're not that long.
The preacher, please.
Before we ask the questions, can you tell us and the public who you are besides your name?
Matt Hill, born and raised, graduated from here in 2005. Always had a strong love for this school, the students. Very fond of Jim and just want somebody that would exemplify his willingness and love for this school as well, and put in the hard work and dedication. And I'm willing to do that if given the opportunity.
Yeah, Ian Matthews, I'm 37. I live in Jasonville, Wright Township. I've got two children that go to school at Shakamak Elementary. My wife works in and out of the school system. In the past, I've been an instructional aide. I've been a substitute teacher. I've run before and after school programs. I've been in and out of the school, different school systems, and most recently had the opportunity and chance to volunteer at Shakamak Elementary School and inside and outside the classroom. A 10-year veteran of Indiana State Police. I've had multiple opportunities, being on boards, working with budgets, setting policies, helping with district and statewide policies, evaluating performances of troopers, detectives, and everybody in between as far as the law enforcement community. I've worked on school safety programs. I've worked with school response, active shooter response, things like that, with school resource officers, SROs, and obviously everything in between law enforcement in the last 10 years. I love this community. I love this school. I can say the same thing, obviously, for my family as well. I believe that the greatest investment that we can make in our community is our students, is our children. And that's what I believe this board stands for, the school board does stand for. And I want to honor the legacy of Jim Gadberry and have an opportunity to serve with you guys as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now you want to ask a question, give them each a chance to answer the same question, correct, Dylan? Okay, who would like to ask the first question?
Ladies first.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Hold on, I need my glasses for this. How would you ensure that board decisions remain focused on what is best for all students, even when other pressures arise, like financial, political, or personal issues?
Well, I mean, ultimately, you gotta push all those aside and you have to do what's best for the kid. Whether, if it's financially, however, academically, the kid should come first. And we should be able to vote, based on their needs and what the school needs. That's, financially, however it may be. Ultimately, you have to think of the kids first.
Ian, would you like to take a crack at that question?
Sorry to feedback on that, but I agree with what he says there as far as the community the school community as a whole. Like I said, I've got 2 kids that go here, but and a wife that works in and out of the school system. It's much greater than those. I mean, I love my kids, but it's much greater than my kids, and it's much greater than my family. It's much greater than friends or any other relationships or outside interests that I may have. And I feel like when you come to this table, it has to be the task at hand, and that is doing what is best and only what is best for the school community.
Thank you.
So one of my main things that I've said for years is so goes our school, so goes the community, and so goes our community, so goes the school. The school is the largest employer in our town, obviously. So how would you work to build trust and maintain open communication with parents, staff, community members, even when we may disagree on a decision? Ian, will you go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
To be honest, it's not something that I have. Obviously, I don't have experience in doing that particular thing, but one of the things I love about my job is being able to talk to people, communicate with people. A lot of people that I encounter, I don't agree with me, and sometimes I don't agree with them, and sometimes it's not the best encounter in the world. But I talk with people with all walks of life, and I think that respect is a huge thing. If you can respect somebody, even if you disagree with them, that goes a long way. And I think that coming to the table or one-on-one, or if you're talking to a group of people, I think you have to respect them as individuals and respect that all of your opinions are not going to be the exact same as them. That's the nature of being a human being. So I think that being able to respect the individuals who you're talking to, and being able to listen a lot of times more than you talk, to kind of understand where they're coming from, so that you can more effectively address what is going on and communicate that.
Thank you.
I think, you have to have an open line of communication with the community. Like you said, the community, as the school goes, vice versa. And you have to be able to sit down and have these open conversations with people and not shut people out. Make everybody feel like that, you listen, obviously, and you want to listen. You have to take into consideration, what these people are saying to us. And, I mean, and be able to stand up and if they don't agree with your decision, maybe hopefully give them the insight or, what would, if they don't agree, provide an explanation and, keep it, I mean, not keep everybody happy, obviously, but you have to be able to sometimes just explain things and make sure that they understand you're doing what's best for the school.
Jeremiah?
Thank you guys. Yeah, so the one that we've got here, school budgets are obviously complex and often require difficult decisions. Share with us examples of how you've approached financial decision makings in other settings and how that experience translate over to what we have to.
It's, like was stated earlier, the largest employer, excuse me, in the community. It's a budget that most people are not used to looking at as far as the size and scope of. But in the past, just, it's hard to grasp what goes into every decision, what goes in, how much money goes into every child, every decision that's made at this school. So I think just understanding that the scope is much larger and much greater than anything that you're going to deal with on a personal or every basis. And I think that the experience that I've had as far as working with certain budgets in our logistics within the state police is somewhat comparable, but it's also much different. But I think understanding the scope of everything or doing your best to understand that scope, and also, a lot of it goes back to homework. If you are willing to sit down and do your best to understand each line item as best as you can on that budget, that goes a long way as well as far as making decisions and understanding what goes into the big picture of the entire school corporation.
Matt?
I mean, and personally, if I don't have money, I don't buy it. You know what I mean? I think that's how it should be dealt with here as well. I mean, you have to live within your means, but also try to do what's best for your children. And most of my money goes toward my children anyway. So I think that goes for most everybody. But I've also dealt with some of the budget items with the ambulance service. I've reviewed a lot of that stuff. I kind of get a grasp of what has to happen and how money has to be spent, the different accounts, and how how you have to be able to do everything legally and don't overspend. That's where I'm at.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any more questions they'd like to?
Could you guys just give us a closing remarks?
Give us, just keep it about 2 minutes if you can, and just convince us why you're the right person.
Sell yourselves.
Yeah, this is it. Big finish, kids.
I mean, really, that's what it's about, right?
Yeah, big finish.
No, go ahead. I don't believe I don't feel like it's about me. I think it's about who the best candidate is. If that's me, great. If it's not, that's not for me to say, that's for you guys to decide. With that being said, I touched on where my motivation is, and that is, the biggest investment in this community is the students. There's no question. I felt that way my entire life. I'll feel that way next year and the year after. And, I may even run, if I don't get appointed, I may be whoever's opponent the next go around.
That would
But
be me.
yeah. Whoever it is, but again, it's not about me, it's much greater than me. And, as I sit here today, I know what I'm trying to do is sell myself, but, I feel like, and what's been mentioned, and I feel like whoever gets this position, I believe needs to honor Jim Gadberry and his legacy that he's left behind in many different ways on this board and just in his life in general. huge shoes to fill, so I don't expect anybody necessarily to do that, but, you know, I wanna come in and do my best job, and I want to work with all of you. I've, you know, briefly met you, and, you know, you don't know me on a first name basis necessarily, but I want to get to know you guys better, and I wanna work on this board for one sole reason, one reason only, that's to better this school and the students in it.
Thank you.
Matt,
Thank you.
your turn, buddy. Big finish.
Yeah, you know, like, it goes back to Jim. I could never, I mean, I've known Jim my whole life. Um, one of my best friends. I feel like that I would, I would want, I would never be able to fill his shoes, but I want somebody that exemplifies how much he loved this school, and I do love this school tremendously. I got 2 girls here, I got 2 nieces here, I got a nephew that's gonna be coming here. Um, don't plan on leaving. I wanna be here for this school, and, you know, I wanna, if I get the position, I wanna make decisions based on what's best for these kids. I love these kids. I wanna see them all succeed. Uh, you know, and in the same time, do what's best for everybody. You know, teachers as well, faculty, everybody. I feel like given the opportunity, I would give 100% effort as I do, you know, everything else, and I want to try. That's what I want. So that's what I got to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time and your willingness to serve our students and community. The board will be completing interviews with all candidates and will deliberate before making a final decision. We will be in touch with you regarding our next steps. We appreciate your interest in serving the MSD of Shackamack School Board. We thank you, gentlemen, both. We appreciate you.
Just to clarify, you two are the only 2 candidates.
Yes, you
We
guys.
won't be doing, all interviews have to be done in public interviews unless John's stepping back up, but,
Yeah.
so we won't be
You wait
conducting any
down
more
there.
interviews.
Yeah.
Okay. Superintendent's report. Dr. Smith?
Going to celebrate the school, the students that we just said at the beginning of the meeting and their accomplishments. We will be launching a school climate survey for all stakeholders, teachers, staff, students. And we are partnering with IU School of Education for that. This will be used results for improvement for our strategic plan. And we will be rolling out those surveys through different communication channels in the coming week. We are launching a student communications internship. So this is a new opportunity that I launched earlier this week, an opportunity for juniors and seniors to support the district's social media, newsletters, event coverage. The application window is open through this Friday. We have already some applications that have come in, and we'll be interviewing students that are interested in that internship beginning on Monday. We have already approved on the board docket the memorandum of understanding with Linton Stockton for the EL services teacher of record. I feel like this is an important move in advancing our interlocal partnership with our neighboring school, Linton, rather than hiring our own teacher of record. But ultimately, the goal is not only to ensure compliance, that we have timely ILPs, that we can serve our EL students with confidence while also being financially prudent with our resources. So coordination is underway right now in the early stages. I wanted to just draw special attention to special education and 504 compliance, reassure you that we are continuing to reinforce expectations for timely updates to our 504s and our IEPs, timely parent communication, documentation, consistency in making sure that we are administering those accommodations. We have a professional development schedule that we have rolled out district-wide, so that everyone knows the plans for how we will be using our early release dates and what those topics are. Those topics were not just drawn out of a hat. Um, those were strategically selected based on the needs of our staff from the listening sessions that I launched as I came on staff, and been gathering and continuing to gather feedback after each session to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our staff. You might be aware, yesterday we had some fire alarm system intermittent activations. Corson did come on site yesterday for an emergency call to help us to diagnose the problem. There are some corrective actions that we will need to take, both short-term. Right now, we have a short-term corrective action, but wanted to let you know that we are also looking at a long-term system upgrade that we will need to be prepared for. We don't know what that will entail, but we are working on a short-term solution and a long-term solution for the fire alarm system. We are also working on a website refresh. That website refresh is underway right now. We hope to roll that out in November, probably around Thanksgiving time, along with a new app that you can download on your cell phone. This will also be a new way that we are doing any kind of crisis messaging or long-term parent messaging through the portal of the new website. So alarm notifications will start going out through the new website once that is launched. I'm excited to be able to roll that out to you. As you know, we're underway right now with the board vacancy. So we are in the process of filling that board vacancy. And we also have a Indiana School Board Association Fall Regional Meeting on November the 4th. Several of you will be attending that with me at DePaul University. And we have 2 school board meetings coming up. We have one on November the 13th that will be a special bond hearing that we will need to have a quorum for that meeting on November the 13th, and then our regular scheduled session meeting on November the 20th.
Thank you. We talk a lot behind the scenes. I think it'd be good to let the public know this MOU. Explain why we're doing that a little bit so everybody kind of knows what that's about.
I can, absolutely. And that's a good question to ask. Why do we need a teacher of record for EL students? And there's 2 different designations. A teacher of record and a teacher of service. And they're 2 different roles and responsibilities. So the Indiana Department of Education, by law, tells us that we must have a English learner teacher of record. And this is someone who is licensed and trained in language acquisition. The teacher of record, the rules and responsibilities are outlined by the department, and they make sure that our students are receiving daily English language development instruction. They oversee the individual language plans, make sure that they have the right accommodations in place, and they help to monitor progress. How we will meet that requirement, we currently have 6 EL students in our district that have been identified, and each one of them will require an ILP, an individual language plan, that will require ongoing oversight. So we already have teachers assigned as teachers of service. Those are already there, regularly assigned general education teachers who deliver their daily instruction. But what we lack is a licensed teacher of record that will provide oversight as the state requires. So rather than hiring a new staff for just 6 students, we will partner with Linton Stockton, whose licensed teacher of record can provide that oversight for us. This person will be available to meet weekly to ensure that our teachers of service have the information and the support that they need. They will ensure that our ILPs are up to date, monitor progress, and participate in any meetings as needed. We are not asking that person at this time to administer WIDA, which is a statewide required assessment test. We will be doing that locally here, just to make sure that we're meeting all of the requirements. when I just feel like that's the most efficient way to use our existing staff that we currently have, and rely on being financially responsible instead of adding another staff position at this time with our very small number of EM students that we have.
So PSEL, that, if anybody, that we've got 6 kids that English is not their first language, but we still are excited about the opportunity to give them an education, and so this is the steps we're going down. All right, thank you very much. Good explanation, Dr. Smith. All right, Mr. Turpin, you ready?
Well, I am ready, but Ms. Hammond is doing her internship with Mr. Reese and myself this year, so part of her experience as we talk is to give her the opportunity to speak at board meetings and different things we do throughout the year. So the rest of the board meetings this year, you might hear from Ms. Hammond, you might hear from me. Tonight, it will be Ms. Hammond presenting the elementary. So,
All right, young lady.
Okay, so our board notes that we have so far, the sixth grade just finished up their penny awards that ran from September 22nd to September 26th. They do this every year. Sixth graders like to go out of their last year of elementary school with a bang. So to offset some of the expenses for parents, they do several fundraisers, and this is one of them. The kids really get into it. It's a competition between the grade levels, and the winning class very easily just gets an extra recess and a few snacks, and they raised over $1,000 just during that fundraiser to help offset expenses for their upcoming field trips. We also recognized our character award winners for our leadership acronym on September 24th. These students are nominated either by their classmates or by their teachers. Students are then publicly acknowledged in the gymnasium with a certificate and a snack. The winners take a picture, and it's posted on our school's Facebook page for everybody to view. So the kids really get into that. First grade teachers, Pam Miller and Dina Sam, wrote a grant at the end of last school year through the DNR, and they received that grant. So they attended a field trip a few weeks ago to Shakmac State Park. The students there were able to participate in activities just right down the road, walking trails. They built butterfly boxes, bird boxes. They listened to presentations from the DNR Reclamation and a naturalist there that taught them about animals that are native to Indiana and what to look for. They also received $500 where they were able to purchase items, and the kids got to take several different things home with them as well. So Fire Prevention Week took place on October 8th. The students learned valuable lessons about fire safety from local fire departments and local firefighters. They were also able to go out on their own, view their trucks. There were firefighters outside that taught them the tools that they use during fire and rescue evacuation. Mr. Turpin kindly treated all the participants with pizza for lunch that day. Just finished up this week. I learned checkpoint number 1. It's completed with the exception of a few students that are missing due to absences. Looking at the scores just briefly today with him, it looks like 3rd through 6th grader is very comparable to the state average in both the reading and math sections. The Halloween dance is taking place tomorrow for the PTO, the elementary or the high school cafeteria. Preschool to 2nd grade students will be in there from 5 to 6:30. 3rd through 6th grade is from 7 to 8:30. They like to call it a dance. I like to call it a track meet because nobody dances. They just run circles around the cafeteria. But it's very popular, very crowded. It's a good fundraiser for the PTO as well. Next week, we begin Red Ribbon Week. I think we're on about our 3rd week of Spirit Weeks after we've had all the athletic events going on. That Red Ribbon Week is the kids really love that because we have a Spirit Day every day that's themed around a drug awareness activity. At the end of the week next week, 5th and 6th graders will be receiving presentations over the risks of vaping. So. And then I would just like to personally applaud Matt and Ian for your interviews that you just did. I know how nerve-wracking that is, standing up in front of all these people, being on the spot, answering those questions. I thought you both did a great job, and either one of you have big shoes to fill in Jim's spot over there because he loved this community and he bled Laker blue and white, even though he wore red and blue. So either one of you don't get the position. Morgan can vouch for me, I would encourage you to run for state representative. if you do not get that position.
State representative.
Unopened seat. Please, yes.
All right. Wow. Mr. Reese?
Hold on, I
Thank
do
you.
have a question. I'm sorry. Character award, what was it?
Leadership. We go through Lakers, and the first one, the L is for leadership, A is attitude, K kindness, E effort, R responsibility, and S self-control.
I have a question. The DNR grant, what were the teachers?
Mrs. Miller and Mrs. Sam wrote the grant the end
Second
of
grade.
last year.
Okay.
They were awarded that. It's a fairly easy grant to write from what they said, and they'll do it again next year, so.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Mr. Reese, you can go now.
I just imagine, I didn't think they had Amy do it, so. That's a fun. We finished our Highlander checkpoint one this week also. We're waiting on our data to come back and start looking at that. And next week we get that taken care of. As mentioned before, boys regional is Saturday, 10:30 in Brownsburg. Girls volleyball regional is 1:00 at Lagodi. According to my thing, we can make it. We can make the drive there.
According to MapQuest, it's gonna be close, but we'll all make it.
Well, we can make it if the Indiana State Police and the county mounties are. kind enough to-
If you could clear a path for us, this might be helpful.
Fall athletic banquet will be next Thursday, the 30th, 6 p.m. Contingent on the volleyball team, we have basketball scrimmage for girls coming up Saturday, the first with North Knox. And basketball versus Vincent's Reveille versus the fourth, if the girls would win the regional. Have to look and balance that out, but Dylan do his magic with the schedule, try to figure it out. We've got a couple of girls that are playing there. Common Club production was mentioned, 2 dates, Saturday, the 8th at 7, and Sunday, the 9th at 3 p.m. We move into November, the 11th is our Veterans Day program. And I assume it'll be same time. Going to ASVAB testing 12th. Mr. Collins has Laker Hysteria planned for Friday, November 14th. And I believe our winter choir and band are going to have a concert together this year. The 21st of November, they'll be in the elementary gym at 6:30 is the time I have that right morning. And that takes us into the end of November.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. Jeremiah?
I guess first of all, Matt and Ian, thank you guys for showing your interest, and the potential to step into this role. We appreciate it. I don't have a whole lot. Congratulations to the athletes. I'm biased to a certain one, obviously, but no, hopefully the boys can run a good race. Hopefully the girls can take care of business, and hopefully we're having to rearrange some basketball schedules there week after. I'm anxious to hear more on. I know Jamie was talking about. My wife was talking about Highlander checkpoints coming out today, so that's kind of where everybody sees how we did, over the picture. So anxious to see how those did. I'm also excited for the new website refresh, new app, kind of a facelift on that, and anxious to hear the results of the school climate survey too. Yeah. So, yeah.
Jody?
I want to say thank you, Dr. Smith, for bringing students into the board meeting. I really appreciate seeing different faces. Not that, Ronald or your faces are lovely, but in Morgan, it's just refreshing to bring the students into the board meeting and see them. And this was a short meeting, even though we have a long meeting. Their presence was short, and I'm looking forward to all students being recognized, like Dave had asked about, which is great. I've always known that Shakamak kids are very athletic and they're very smart. So seeing all those students up front, it's not a shocker. I mean, I didn't have a student up there. These two did. But anyhow, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ian. When I ran for school board, I was approached by Trevor and Brianna to do a presentation, like a community, what you guys just did, and I shot that down real fast because I know that Jim was a politician and I am not. I'm a social worker. I listen, I don't talk.
I've seen that side.
And I did lose against him because he was standing out on election day just greeting everyone while I had to go do a psych eval at the hospital. So I did lose against him, but I did beat him to the seat. So I beat him to the board seat. So it is very sad that we have to fill his place, but it looks like we have two very good candidates to get his seat warm. So thank you.
Brianna?
Thank you all for attending and for having the, Dr. Smith for having the coaches and the athletes attend. I echo Jody, like, I like seeing faces in the seats. It makes it really less awkward most of the time. But, so thank you for all for attending. Again, thank you, Ian. Thank you, Matt, for your for applying for this position. Just so you know, like, you had to, like, because we were filling the position and there were multiple applicants, it had to be done in a public setting. So we weren't trying to set you up. Like, this is what our lawyer instructed us that we had to do. So, so thank you. I think we have two great candidates, and either one would make Jim proud. So congrats to the elementary leadership winners. Again, I think it's great that we recognize different character, the different character awards. That's awesome. Congratulations to the athletes, and especially Maddie for academic and for the regionals. Riley, Peyton, I had two up there, Aiden and Isaac, and then Leo and Riley. It's pretty cool that they came, and it's pretty cool that they made it on to the next level. And you might have to rearrange Spirit Week again for the fourth week of. We're fine with that.
Pep sessions are us.
Pep sessions are us. I also think it's great that you're creating student communication internships. Yeah, social media is definitely taken off, and we need to be at the top of our game there. So it's great that kids are involved. And I think that's all I have.
I think enough has been said for one meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
Cody, second. Jeremiah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming out.
Welcome back, John.
Technically, we can just appoint somebody.
So we sign.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Huh?
There's a lot.
About it. Did you? Did all right? Oh, I think so, yeah.
I thought about
Oh,
asking
change it,
until
but
we ended up having 4 people inquire, but 2 people showed up.
Well, it's kind of amazing because normally you can't get anybody.
I know.
And then when
Oh,
They
I
abstain.
forgot
Or we
Morgan
just
is wrong.
sign. They did.
Wait, has an
We actually have to
information.
mark.
We-
Okay.
I don't know.
we'll have to ask, I would say, that'd be open up
I
there.
think 18, you have to be able to vote, but.
Well, we can find out for you, sir. We'll ask Gordon, our lawyer, but right now she's running from there.